Talia,
Hello.
hi, how
Hello.
are you?
Fine,
Yeah,
thank you. Thank you, Stephen. Thank you for the invite.
that's all right. So you're a hypnotherapist.
Yes.
I'm a sports psychologist, and I wanted to know about hypnotherapy and how it might help athletes. So could you tell me, or tell people like watching, like what hypnotherapy is and how it kind of works?
Of course, should I can. I mean, the method that I use, I am a hypnotherapist and I am an RTT therapist, which is a method that I learned with Marisa Peer, which is very known in the realm of therapy. It is actually, she's the founder of Rapid Transformational Therapy, which is basically it's pioneering, to be honest, pioneering therapy that basically is based on neuroscience and offer effective results because it combines different principles from hypnotherapy, psychotherapy, NLP, and CBT. So basically, that's the method that I use, which is called rapid transformational therapy. Why hypnosis and hypnotherapy is so effective? Because it goes to the root cause of a problem, of an issue. And basically, when we change it, when you change the belief, when you uncover the belief on the root cause of your subconscious mind, then you can change everything. Does this make sense?
Right. So is it are people accessing their unconscious issues?
Exactly, because you work with the mind normally consciously, but when you use hypnosis, you access to your subconscious mind. And then basically, it is actually, hypnosis is a very natural state. We actually are normally a couple of times in hypnosis, in a light trance during our day, basically. It is interesting because normally right before you wake up in the morning and a couple of minutes before you go really fall asleep, you are in hypnosis in a half a wave state, and that's the state that I use to work with my clients, for example, to bring into hypnosis.
So how do they discover the unconscious issue?
Right. So when we go, normally when we go to the subconscious mind, the subconscious mind has all the answers because it's like a program where you have everything inside, all the information, it's in there. It's like the hardware of your laptop, let's say, right? So all the information is there. Everything you have done in your life, every experience that you have had in your life are basically saved in this hardware, which is the subconscious mind. And you access to the subconscious mind when you need to understand what in your life created a determined belief that make you act the way you act, because your thoughts create your beliefs and then you act upon them. Your mind will always match with your action what you believe it's true for you. And the funny thing is, you do it unconsciously. So sometimes you want to overcome, a problem that you have, you feel anxious about something in sports, someone that wants to run and win a competition, but they don't feel good enough for that. So in that case, we go back to some situation in the past, accessing the subconscious mind, understanding what's the deep belief, what's the deep root cause that caused the person to feel that is not good enough to win the race, let's say the run, whatever is the competition that they are doing. So that's how we really get benefit, and we know that it's very effective, because otherwise using just only your conscious mind, you're just working on a superficial level. So you can change superficially, you can change some changes.
Right.
Inside.
I think there's a bit of a noise on the mic or something. Is it wind? Windy or something?
Sorry, say again?
There's a bit of a noise on the mic.
Can you hear me?
It stopped now, yeah. It's like a rustling
Oh, sorry,
noise.
maybe. Sorry.
That's all right. So these are like programs running. Subconscious.
Yes. Yes.
Right.
It's,
And are these
it's
programs learned before the age of 7?
Yes, we basically learn when we are children normally, and actually, to be honest, before that, sometimes I had clients that during hypnosis, they uncover beliefs that they created when they were still in their mother's womb.
Right.
Because as a child, we can feel everything and we can hear everything around us. So we are able to create their beliefs that will condition our life in the future, because it conditions the way we act.
Right. So how do you reprogram them?
So you rewire your mind, because when you access to the subconscious mind, you access to your memories, you access to experience in the past that you had that were so important to you, they shift the way you think about yourself. So we go to the subconscious mind, we uncover the root cause of your problem, and then we make a sense out of it, why we did start to believe in that way, right? Why we feel that we are not enough, for example. What were the experience that made us feel like that? And then we understand that this experience that caused us to feel in a certain way actually is not true. We made up the belief at the time because that was the experience that we lived, and we formed the belief and create the emotion, right, around that. And that's when we rewired the mind, making this belief redundant, understanding that it doesn't serve us. It was an experience in the past that created the belief. So where we start to change it.
Okay.
And create a new beliefs that actually serve us from now on. Does this make sense?
Okay. So it's like, is it like hypnotic suggestions, or is that something else?
Also, but not only that, the method I use is really very different, original, extremely effective, because really use different components. It's just not introducing affirmation or, new inputs. It's really understanding why we created the belief,
Right.
why it's not important anymore, and why we can change it. Understanding in hypnosis is the most powerful and freeing feeling that you can have.
So when Freud talks about like unconscious conflicts and stuff like that, so is part of it like accessing the unconscious, making you consciously aware of it?
Yeah, I mean, the conflict belief is because it happens also on the subconscious mind, because sometimes your mind is trying to protect you, but at the same time, it can try to punish you because you are not prioritizing yourself the way you should. And that's what causes conflicting beliefs sometimes in your mind. And then we have the conflicting belief, which is also on a conscious level. You think you do deserve something, that you can do something, but deep down, your deep belief is that you're not enough and you don't deserve. So you're always fighting between the subconscious and the conscious mind.
Sounds like Eros and Thanatos. Is it a bit like that? Is it like Eros and Thanatos, like the death instinct?
Yeah. So it's a bit strange. And then we need to know also that kind of exists some rules that the mind normally is based on, like rule of the mind. Marisa Peers talk a lot about it. For example, the mind always try to go towards what is familiar, because we fear the unknown, right? So does this make sense? So this is one of the rule of the minds. We always go back to what is familiar and try to reject what is not familiar. And another rule is that your mind is always trying to leads you towards pleasure and not pain. So when you feel uncomfortable doing something, a task that you want to do, but you feel uncomfortable because it's new, you've never done that, then you feel uncomfortable, you feel the pain that you're not doing it because you don't have the confidence. And then you will do something, or your mind will make you act in a certain way where you sabotage yourself, and you ended up not doing it.
Yeah, it's like the mind's like always looking out for dangers and threats.
Yeah, exactly.
To protect you.
Exactly.
So its kind of main job is to keep us alive, right?
Exactly, and protect us and keep you safe. And that's why it does that. Even if it is for something good, it will protect you because it's the unknown, the fear of the unknown. It won't actually hold us back, which at a certain point makes sense, but there's no threat anymore, like in the past, that we need to feel so uncomfortable with the unknown.
So does hypnotherapy get rid of the old program?
Oh, definitely.
So it like reinstalls a new one?
Exactly, yes.
So you don't get the same behavior patterns?
You change it completely. You start, because there's something that is important for us to recognize. Doing hypnotherapy the way I do, or with the method I use, let's say, you get the awareness, you get the understanding of what is actually happening to you, what is holding you back, why you are stuck in your life. I just had a session with someone that actually you look at the person and you feel it's extremely successful, he's doing well in his professionally in his life, but then there's a lot of experience in the past that really didn't make it feel like he was worthy of it. Right. And feeling that he was good enough to have it all. And it was like, wow, I can't believe that the sin in the past were actually holding me back, like sins when he was a child, and he felt excluded, and he felt left by his friends, so in a corner, not important. These sins definitely define the way we act in our life. And then because he felt like that, not important, I do not matter, I do not fit, then you are going to, you create the belief that you're not worthy, you're not important. And then during your life, you are going to confirm exactly what you feel. So the experience that you will have will bring exactly the same feeling, and you will repeat the pattern and the behaviors.
So it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy, is it?
Yeah, definitely.
So those events are like imprinted in our mind.
Yes, because your mind talk to you through images, pictures. This is the language of the mind.
And then people go back to that event.
Always. We tend to live in the past. When we live in the past, we live under the pressure, the stress, and we develop depression and other kinds of condition. When you live in the future, you develop anxiety because you're worried about something that actually not even happened yet, but you're already suffering about what can happen.
And some of that's because we have language.
And that's why we need to live in the present moment.
Yeah, live in the present moment.
Yeah.
So let's say you got an athlete coming who's like worrying about stuff all the time.
Mm-hmm.
How would hypnotherapy sort of help, like treat them. Like, I think, you know, like someone who's like constantly worrying about everything. Not like the mind like creates scenarios up.
Exactly,
So
because we create a pattern of feelings and behavior and thoughts. The thoughts will be always the same, and you will be repeating them 70% or more of the time. You are thinking the same thoughts again and again, and that's why you behave always the same way. To interrupt them, you need to understand why you created them first. Then you can interrupt them, and then you're able to change them for what you really believe it is helpful for you.
So how do you hypnotize someone? Is it like deep relaxation?
Say again?
Is it like deep relaxation?
Yes, it's like a deep relaxation. That's the natural state, as I said, and people will feel totally relaxed and focused, and that's where you access to your subconscious mind.
And do you take them on a journey in the mind?
No,
No, so you just
it's not really that.
right.
It will really work. I work normally with the feelings, understanding the feelings around what they feel, and then go from there.
Okay. And
And
then
of course, it's important the outcome a person wants, right?
yeah.
Because you want to deliver the outcome they want, and that's why it's important to understand the past, free yourself from the past, so you can be what you want in the present.
And does it all stem from childhood?
Yes, mostly yes.
Right. Is there a part of like psychoanalysis in it?
Also, that's what I said. Every therapy, a lot of principle included in this method that really are very effective, and you can see the shifts straight away, because when you create awareness, everything change.
Yeah, self-awareness is a good thing.
Yeah.
If you're driven by unconscious drives, you've got no idea why you're doing it. Right? You're not aware of it.
What do you mean? Sorry, I didn't catch what you said.
If you're driven by unconscious forces, you've got no idea why you're doing what you're doing.
Oh, definitely. Yes, you don't. Your unconscious mind run the show, as I used to say, and it's up to you if you want to create a pattern that actually is useful to you, or if you want to let your mind run your life as you learn when you were a child, because that's what is happening. We go to the doctor when we feel, we go to the dentist if we feel like a tooth is hurting and we need a treatment. But we don't go actually to a professional asking for help if we need help with our mental health, right?
Yeah.
And something that's really important to understand is the minds run everything, run our life. So most of our life is basically what you believe. It's your life. You create your life about the belief that you have. And unfortunately, because we create the majority of our beliefs, we create them in the past, in our childhood, they need to be upgraded. We need a reset. But people sometimes don't understand that. It's very hard to understand that. That's why we have adults that don't seem adults, because they exactly think like a child, because you act exactly the way you learn.
And so let's take the person who was like excluded when they were a kid. How do you implant a new system?
Well, making understand that what he was feeling back then is in the past. He was a child, and basically he acted, of course, the way he could, the way he knew, right? So that's what it is. But of course, today probably you will do things in a different way.
Yeah.
The mind is holding on to those beliefs that tells you to behave in a certain way because that happened, because you weren't included in something.
So when you become aware of it, then you can make conscious behavior
Yeah.
changes.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
And yeah, definitely. You were talking about athlete. Of course, the athletes are in sports.
Yeah.
Hypnotherapy can be helpful. Definitely can be helpful when you want to achieve a better performance, self-confidence, definitely, because we tend to sabotage ourselves because we don't believe and trust ourselves. So it's important to understand why, and knowing the root cause of your lack of confidence, the negative belief that you have, the negative feelings, the self-doubt. You can remove all of that, going back to what actually makes you feel in a certain way, make you feel that you don't deserve, that you can't trust your instinct, you can trust yourself. And this creates stress, anxiety. So you can release all of this looking at the past, transforming it, and then you can really install new beliefs that actually serves you now and having a great performance, for example.
A lot of athletes get overthink too much.
Yeah.
So all they've got like motor programs for techniques and stuff that normally happen like automatic, but then we call it reinvestment when they start analyzing stuff. Paralysis by analysis, call it.
Yeah, being aware is a way to stop the process. You start to being aware of your thoughts and you start to analyze them. This is the first step for you to understand what actually are, what kind of thoughts you are letting your mind control you, right? So hypnotherapy's role, it is also really good to help with the focus and becoming more aware of your self-talk. And the way you talk is the way you act, is the way you create. So it's everything. The way you talk to yourself.
Yeah, that inner voice. Constantly chatting all day long.
Exactly. You need to change the self-talk. And that's what actually when hypnosis come in, it can be very helpful. Totally removing the negative feelings and the negative beliefs that are holding you back and keeping you stuck.
Okay. I was going to ask you a question. I forgot now. It'll come back. Oh yeah, that was it. I was going to ask you, like, do you analyze dreams as well, or is that something different?
Whatever the mind comes with, when I'm on a session with a client and I'm working on a subconscious level, we need to understand the interpretation, because it's not the dream, it's not what is happening, it's the meaning that you attach to it. That's what you need to work on. So it can come when you work with subconscious mind, everything can happen. So you don't really know what is the thing that is provoking the situation. But the most important thing is not what is around, but actually the meaning that the client attached to it.
That sounds a bit like Ellis's ABC. You get the event, the activating event, then what you believe about it, then the consequence. But I was interested in Freud said dreams are the royal road to the unconscious mind. These wish fulfillments.
Yeah, this is a way of your subconscious mind talk to you. Normally, it can happen when we are worried. Normally, we get to dream a lot about what is worrying us. And that's a way to the subconscious talk to us and expressing something is going on and it's not right. But unless you realize what is wrong, what is going on with you, it will not stop. If we don't pay attention, then something worse can come. That's why when we create different condition after that, right? Because we don't really pay attention.
So are you interested in the manifest content and the latent content?
What do you mean by that? Sorry.
So Freud talks about dreams, and he talks about the manifest content, how the dream plays itself out in the episodes. And then the latent content is like the hidden meaning, because everything's symbolic.
Yeah.
Everything's symbolized. So you're interested in finding out that latent content, what it means to them.
Oh yes, always, because it's the meaning that make you act in a certain way.
Okay. And let's say, like some athlete wanted hypnotherapy, how can they sort of get hold of you?
Right. So I normally I have LinkedIn. So normally it's my platform where the platform that I use, the social media that I use the most. So on my Facebook too. So Italia Moro, hypnotherapy and coaching. It's the way an athlete or wherever wants to contact me can contact me. And yeah, I'm available and normally offer a discovery call when I can
Right.
talk a little bit more what it is, what I do, and understand how can I help my clients.
And hypnotherapy helps, like a lot of people use it for smoking, don't they? Stopping smoking and stuff like that, and addictions. Is that right?
It all works with everything, to be
Everything.
honest.
Right.
Because everything that is related with the mind, and mostly all our problems are related to the way we think.
Yeah.
There's really good percentage of issues that you can sort through hypnotherapy. Since quit smoking, weight loss, anxiety, depression, there's a lot of condition, and even chronic pain, even recovery from a situation where someone have really went to a lot of pain. For athletes, it's amazing because recovery for pain, it's something, physical pain, it's something that actually they need sometimes.
Yeah.
So it helps definitely.
Some of that pain can be psychosomatic.
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
Everything that you think with your mind, you will manifest also in your body.
Right. Mind-body connection.
Oh, yes.
All right. Very good. Very good. Well, I've taken up enough of your time today, haven't I?
That's it. Really, to be honest, it was really a pleasure. Thank you so much for the invite.
That's all right. I was interested in hypnotherapy, so I'll put your details on the video, so if anybody wants hypnotherapy, they can contact you.
Yes, I appreciate that so much. Thank you so much. It was a pleasure to be here. And I hope I can see you soon.
Yeah, we'll have to chat again.
Thank you.
Okay then. Cheers. Cheers.